What's up? Namaste Satnam. Welcome to I Am Woke. I am your host, Emelina Calder. In today's video, I'm going to break down what are the chosen ones and kind of like the overall steps or waves of awakening and ascension. If you missed the last video, it's a channeled message from the Divine Mother of the Multiverse on You Are the Chosen One. Catch that link in the description below or click the card. If you're new, welcome. My name is Emelina. I'm a cosmic modern shaman, a spiritual medium, a channeler, spiritual mentor, and a high performance spiritual life and personal branding coach. All here to help you step into that next level version of yourself and create a beautiful life that is beyond your wildest imagination alongside Source. On this channel, I post videos on the new moons and full moons that are channeled updates, as well as personal and spiritual development videos. If that sounds like your jam, go ahead and tap that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Remember to like this video, and I would love to hear from you in the comments below. If you're new here and you don't know yet, I have a really magical meditation where I actually teach you how to connect to the rainbow sacred flame of creation, which is from the original source code dragon families in the multiverse. And I channeled it down for you guys to help you connect to your own original source connection. You can get a hold of that meditation for free in the link below. Now, let's jump right in. Divine Mother came through me recently and did an entire channel around the chosen ones. And I wanted to dive in and give you my very Emelina, very human breakdown of what this means. Although I think the channels are amazing and they're really beautiful in how they come through, I also think it's important to get the human explanation. So maybe you've heard of this idea of the chosen ones. Typically that is not a phrase I would use because I personally find it to be a little elitist, but literally Divine Mother, the Cosmic Mother, channeled that phrase through me in a message for you guys, so I know it is in alignment with the truth of what my source channel is communicating to you. So essentially, when they say the chosen ones, it doesn't mean you're special, yes, but here's the real breakdown. There are hundreds of thousands of us, and what it really came down to is the fact that there have been large waves of awakening. And if you guys have heard of Dolores Cannon, there are 3 official waves of awakening that she had channeled through. I forget what the originals are, but there's a wave of people that came through that are indigo souls that came through in the 60s. Then there's a whole nother wave of souls that I think came through in the 80s, like my group, and then another wave. I could be wrong, I don't know the specifics, but I know there are 3 waves of awakening souls. And it essentially comes down to the categories of indigo children versus crystal children, and then there's rainbow children. And without diving into depth between all of these 3 different types of energetic codes that we carry in our DNA, the waves of awakening generally are a mix of indigos, Christ children, and rainbow children. And to give you guys an idea, a lot of us came in, I came into this incarnation as an indigo, and then I actually shifted my vibrational frequency through all of my spiritual work and my ascension, that I moved into a crystalline frequency by the time I was 25, 26. And then by the time I was 30, I had actually completely shifted into a rainbow frequency. So I have a full, robust, vibrant, rainbow child, rainbow light body, which is really just more common for people that are just being born, for the children that are just coming onto the planet now. But you can actually ascend yourself through the different levels of what are higher vibrational frequencies in the density of what it is to be a human, if that makes sense. If you're interested, I can dive into that more in another video. You can leave me a comment below and let me know. But the quick scoop is the indigos are the rebellious souls. We are when I came in as an indigo, I was we got shit to get done here. I'm about to break some effing molds. And then the crystalline children are the ones that are the hypersensitive in such a beautiful way, very empathic. And then the rainbow children are the ones that have these really high level healing abilities by just existing. They don't even have to empathically do anything. It's just their frequency is emanating like a tower out for everyone else, changing the frequencies of everything around them. Their pure presence is really what's needed. Now, when my guides talk about the chosen ones, they're really talking about all of us that have selected a spiritual path, and whether whether you have decided to select that on your own or whether you were pre-selected, I really don't think matters. At the end of the day, if you are on a spiritual mission and you are here as a really spiritual, and you're interested in metaphysics at the soul level, then you are one of these chosen ones. If you're an empath, you're a healer, you're on a spiritual awakening journey, you are here to be a better human, you are here to help yourself and to help others and your families and everyone you know, and you want to have this big glow up and you want everybody to win around you and with you, then you are a chosen one, okay? So it's not like elitist in the way that it's like, oh, only certain people are chosen. No, if you're in a spiritual awakening journey, you're chosen. Now, when my guides specifically say to us, you are the chosen ones, they are saying you have been selected for a type of leadership. Now, I'm going to break this down because spiritual awakening has split off into a couple of categories now. At this point, this is very exciting. My guides have been telling me this for the last couple of years. There have been huge waves of souls that are newly starting their awakening process, that are realizing that they are having a soul experience in a human body. And this is really exciting. And because now there is such a mass of people that are in their awakening process, essentially, what came onto the grid now energetically is that there are a lot of beginners in awakening. And there weren't as many nearly as there are now. And they're showing me actually right now, millions of souls have now just entered their original initiation into the beginner territory for a soul awakening spiritual experience. Now, what does that do? That pushes all of us that are seasoned into the next level. And that is what my guides refer to as the chosen ones. They're like, okay, hi, you guys. School is in session and the rooms are filled. And there are millions of people that have just entered the very basic awakening journey. And they're gonna be in a really rapid ascension process. And we need all of you that have been very seasoned to stop trying to heal everyone one-on-one and work with your direct empathy and step into positions of leadership where you are specifically using your voice from the one-to-many format as the microphone for spirit so that you can deliver the spiritual message, because there are millions of people awakening now that are in some level of terror. Because if you remember, likely if you're watching my channel, you are not just a total noob, which if you are, welcome as well. But if you remember, you had a dark night of the soul when you stepped into your original awakening process. The dark night of the soul is when all of your karma becomes due immediately, because you have just woken up to the realization that you are more than just your physical concrete experience. So essentially everything comes forward into your consciousness, and that's the karma, right? The cause and the effect, the decisions, the generational gaps and issues. And all of that is happening in mass to millions of people all over the planet right now. And that can be really terrifying. And in fact, they're showing me that can cause a lot of very steep conflict and war mentality, because they don't know what to do, because they feel like their entire world is crumbling in front of them, because it is. So they're going to be counting on the wave of us that are seasoned in the collective to step up and to claim positions of leadership. Now, the reason why Spirit gets so adamant and so loud about this with me and channels through me in this way is because those of us that are seasoned are very humble, and we don't really like to step up on pedestals and say, hey, this is who I am, this is what I think, this is how you should do it. And Spirit knows that. And Spirit's saying, sure, get off the pot. This is the moment we're in right now. This is what you agreed to do. In exchange for all of your transformation, your alchemy, your personal spiritual experience, there is an agreement for you then to step into a position of power. Now, you don't have to be crazy enlightened or crazy awakened to be in leadership. All you have to do is know who you are, connect to your authentic truth, and share your experience with others. Whatever resonates, great. Whatever doesn't, that's okay. But the point is that you are stepping forward from a position of personal spiritual leadership, where you are merely just sharing your experience and saying and showing and telling what has worked for you in your process. And then the people that love that can take it and run with it and learn from you. And that's a really, really big deal. It's a big blessing. Something else that was really being channeled through to me from Divine Mother and from the Law of One is that we are accustomed to a collective experience of humanity, with politicians, with world leaders, with, idols and role models and celebrity figures and what have you, that are all a bunch of people that have a varying degree of morals, are willing to sacrifice themselves and others. Obviously, I'm making very general statements right now, but generally speaking, they're not awakened. They're not spiritual. They're generally here for a power game, and that is how this earth has been run for eons. And what Spirit's been saying is there's a big turnover now. Spirit wants people like us in positions of power, in positions of authority, as celebrity figures. There are not nearly enough role models and people of massive public appeal that actually can hold the ascension protocol within their own personal leadership. So what his Spirit has been channeling through me so clearly is that this could have your name on it. If you feel like you could use the attention, that you'd be comfortable with some attention, Spirit's going to move you right into a position of high visibility, because Spirit wants those of us that are more authentic in positions of high visibility instead of these crazy amounts of narcissists and sociopaths that are in high visibility, right? I'm not going to beat around this. That's really the case. Unfortunately, the mental illness of things like narcissistic traits, they're really rewarded in positions of power and leadership and visibility in our current modern day society. And it's just not always going to be that way. And Spirit wants to start that transformation now. And maybe we'll be able to see a really big shift in our lifetime. Do I have any idea? No, not completely. I know these shifts can take a lot of time, and I don't know that we'll see all the benefits in our lifetime, but I know that we're being called forward. So there must be a reason. It must be fun. And from what I've been understanding, there have been these huge waves of darkness hitting the planet now for at least the last 18 months, more specifically the last 3 to 5 months, where those of us that are seasoned have really been alchemizing the darkness, going through new dark nights of the soul. I don't know about you guys, but I've certainly gone through several in the last few years. Not to mention, I think my entire life has been a dark night, to be totally honest, that I'm just emerging out of my little foxhole. So we've been doing the work of healers, which is beautiful and needed. But now Spirit wants us to move from the work of healers to the work of spokespeople, to the work of assembly people, to the work of mouthpieces for Spirit, to the work of channels, to the work of delivering the word of source out into the public in whatever way feels right for you. And I don't think Spirit's gonna be crazy about it. Be like, you have to do it in a spiritual way. You have to look spiritual. You don't have to look like a guru. You just have to do what you do in an authentic way that feels most closely aligned to your core soul essence and your core truth. And as you radiate your own visibility, your own complete authenticity and who you are, and you speak your truth in the place of authenticity, you are sharing, distributing your own source frequency, the frequency of your soul, that authentic soul expression that vibrates and literally interacts with everything around you, near and far, and changes it. Your presence alone changes and heals. So you don't have to focus on the healing. You have to focus on the emanating, focus on the speaking, focus on the sharing, focus on the vibrating your pure, authentic expression, speaking your truth, and being in positions of leadership. And again, that leadership can just be self-leadership. It could be you having a YouTube channel like this. It could be you in whatever career you're in. And whether or not you actually have tons of public visibility, maybe your public visibility is the 5 people that you're directly working with, but you have a lot of impact when you speak your truth in that way. And then it allows them to awaken in a way which then affects all of the stakeholders and all of the people that purchase the products of these businesses or whatever it is. So it's not about stepping out onto a pedestal and having to speak to millions of people literally for visibility. It has everything to do with allowing yourself in your core vibrational soul frequency to be authentically seen, to be in your truth, to speak your truth, to not wear masks, to not hide, to not hold back, whether that is just you and yourself on your day-to-day process, whether that is you with your family, whether that is how you perform with your coworkers, or whether that is starting something like a YouTube channel, stepping into acting, going into larger performance roles. There's a big variety of how this will show up for you guys, but it comes down to speaking and emanating and vibrating your own authentic truth. Anyway, I hope this was helpful in some way and started to like bring together some of these ideas that have been a little bit more esoteric in my channeling. If you like this video, please go give it a thumbs up, like the video so that it could help my channel grow. Thank you so much, you guys, for those of you that are here with me, that have been here with me, and the real OGs. I love all of you. You all know who you are. I love to hear from you guys in the comments below. It truly brings me so much joy to talk to you guys, to meet you, to understand you in the comments. So please leave a comment. I'd love to come connect and say hello. And of course, if you're new and this resonates with you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, tap the bell for notifications so you don't miss any energy updates or videos. And if you love my energy and my vibe, I'm gonna leave some links in the description below and some ways that you can work with me, of which I have a one-on-one personal coaching program. I've got a couple of really incredible online programs that are self-paced, and I've also got a meditation album. If I'm being very honest, I totally knocked out of the park. And I channeled 11 incredible activations that are totally gonna heal you at the cellular level. So if that sounds like your vibe, go ahead and sign up below. You will not regret it. Until next time, I love you guys so, so much, and I'll talk to you soon.